welcome back to Busy Garden Life. Today I want to do a quick video on eggs, fresh eggs. All right, so we get our fresh eggs obviously from our chickens, and we get about a dozen a day right now. We have 12 laying eggs, or 12 laying hens. We still have about 9 more that are growing and developing, 5 that are almost ready to start laying. So we're getting eggs pretty rapidly, and even though we go through a half a dozen to a dozen a day, we still are collecting some. So what I want to do is be able to preserve some for the winter. When they start slowing down on production, I still want to be able to have some fresh eggs without having to go to the store and supplement anything. So first of all, let's talk about washing and whether to wash or not wash your eggs. So a lot of times there's controversy about whether to wash them and put them in the refrigerator, or if you really can leave them on the counter for a month unwashed. And the answer is yes, you can leave them on the counter unwashed for up to a month if you want to. You don't even have to put them in the refrigerator. You can leave them on the counter, wash them when you're ready, and then use them right away. Or you could wash them and put them in the refrigerator. It's up to you. But the reason you can do that, a lot of people are worried about the bacteria or salmonella poisoning. And when a chicken lays an egg, there is a natural substance on the egg. It's called the bloom. And you can't see it, you can't really feel it until you start washing it. And when you start washing it, you'll feel it start to wash off. And it's kind of like this slimy little film that you are washing with soap and water in the washcloth. But that bloom protects the egg and the shell from getting any bacteria in it or salmonella poisoning. So you can absolutely keep these on the counter and let them go for, I would say, about up to a month. I wouldn't go any farther than that. I haven't tried it. We go through them fast enough that never happens anyway. But if you're buying a big bulk of fresh eggs and you want to experiment with how long you can keep them on the counter, I would maybe say a month. And then at that point in time, if you like your eggs in the refrigerator, once you wash them, you have to keep them in the refrigerator. All right, so once you're taking off that protectant layer, they have to go in the refrigerator in order to prevent any of the bacteria getting into the egg. And that's why commercially, when you go to the store and you have to have refrigerated eggs, it's because they're using a bunch of chemicals in order to clean those eggs. All right, so they're using the chemicals to clean the eggs, which may even be getting into that eggshell and seeping into your egg. Who knows? But either way, that pretty much wiping off any bacteria of the egg needs to be in the refrigerator. Otherwise, you do have that risk of contracting the bacteria. So that's my spiel on whether you should wash them or unwash them. So use that if you would. Now let's get to preserving our eggs for the winter. All right, so I have almost 2 dozen of unwashed eggs here. Again, they're not washed, and we are going to be putting them in pickling lime water. All right, so the pickling lime water will help preserve them for up to 2 years. Now I can imagine that we probably won't save them for 2 years because we eat that many eggs, but if it's something that you're trying to preserve and store and keep in your pantry for a long time for just in cases, then you could store them for 2 years, they say. So in order to do this, I have a quart of distilled water, all right? And then I'm gonna add, they want you, Chris. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons or 1 ounce of pickling lime salt. Okay. All right. Now, I'm just going to use my whisk here because that's what I have available. We're going to stir it. We want to stir it so that it all dissolves. What's going on up there? Holy smokes. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put our eggs, slowly put our eggs in there. You obviously can't drop them. They say you should kind of point them down if you can, but I don't worry about it too much because I feel like it's almost impossible to do that. But I am just going to work on filling this all the way up here. I mean, that one had a little bit of mud on it. If you wanted to wipe the mud off with like a white or a dry towel, you could do that, but so I have 16 eggs in this 2-quart container. And then all I'm going to do is dump our mixture over top and hope that we have at least a quart of eggs so that, all right, so some of the eggs are kind of poking out a little bit. I'm just gonna add a little bit of water to it. You want to make sure that the eggs are fully covered and submerged. So that will do it. And now all we have to do is put a lid and a band on it. I don't know why I just have a band and not a lid. So I'm gonna go grab a band or a lid. We're gonna just put it on there and we can just store it in a cool, dark spot in your pantry pretty much up to 2 years. And then when you are ready to use your eggs, you can just take them out of the container, however many you need, wash them off really good, get that bloom and all of the other lime off of it, and use them as needed. So that is it for preserving eggs. And now you know that you can do that and how to keep your fresh eggs nice and preserved.